Welcome back to Thomas VHS slash DVD reviews. This time I want to cover a tape that I technically already have covered. Well, I covered the 2009 reprint just to piss on the fact it was a lazy retitled reprint, but this time I'm going to be covering the release authentically. We are going to be talking about Sing Along and Stories. Sing Along and Stories was first released in February of 1997 on VHS and was the last VHS to be released during Wilbert Awdry's lifetime. Then it was reprinted in March 2002 on VHS with an updated cover. Was released on DVD in 2006, May of 2006, only I think 2 weeks ago at the time this video is coming out. Damn, I feel old. I'm 2 weeks older than this. May 16th, 2006. I was born on May 2nd, but yeah. It was reprinted in 2009 by Lionsgate in a version in a normal Lionsgate print with the Lionsgate logo on the spine, the updated Steam Cloud logo. And in June 2009, it was given a new title. I made a video a couple years ago on this reprint, just pissing on it, making fun of it, and all that jazz, but now we're going to be looking at the release from a normal standpoint. So let's start off with the 97 VHS. We have a really profound cover. We have the classic Thomas Tank and Friends logo, music notes everywhere, Thomas from Save from Scrap, collection of Thomas tunes and tales. I think this is unlike other Thomas tapes, I think on other Thomas tapes, the track is, cut off a bit, and we don't see much aside from that. Logo, Braille Craft Company, AB 1217. A snapshot from Bulldog, and I think that's from Sleeping Beauty. I think this was the first Thomas tape where there's no description, but it's very simple. 3 new songs, 2 new stories never released on video. I love how they don't, just say, all these stories are new. The new ones are Let's Have a Race, Toby, and I think the Island Song. But, yeah, it's a pretty good ratio. And I think this is one of the only tapes where they actually, list descriptions of the stories. Storyteller George Carlin. It's such a profound cover that I just can't help but like it. And here's the classic tape, Sing Along and Stories. I don't think I've watched this before. Or maybe I have and just don't remember it. It's probably on, Don't Judge a Book by its cover. Maybe the Island Song, I don't know, I don't care. Here's what the updated cover looks like, the classic one we all love. We got song notes everywhere, sing-along and stories, a Magic Railroad promo of Thomas, which is kind of appropriate since Trackside Tunes uses a Magic Railroad promo of Toby. A very striking photo of Stewart hanging off a cliff and Duke trying to hold him. That's clever. Cartoon Thomas, Grohl, Ghislaine Entertainment. A shot from Toby, and I feel like the screenshot from Make Someone Happy makes sense. There's our blurb. Our song tracks are, keep that in mind, it actually says song tracks, not episodes. I want you guys to remember that. There's the tape, and here is the 2006 DVD. Virtually the same, except they expanded the image of Thomas, and we have this big thing, bonus song included. I saw this in a Goodwill at a Goodwill in 2015, and I could choose between this or Thomas's Christmas Wonderland. I very wisely chose Thomas's Christmas Wonderland. It was worth waiting a couple more years for this. I got this off Amazon with Thomas Percy and the Dragon in 2019, so good things come to those who wait is what they always say. The exact same... Wait, is there... No, they didn't change the color or anything. I like this yellow, though. It's very striking, especially for 2006. I don't know. Again, virtually the same cover, except they now put making tracks, some minor differences in the blurbs, where they just cut out, let me, pull it up. The only, difference is that instead of saying, the stories with Thomas, Percy, Peter, Sam, no, they just go 2 classic Thomas episodes and list the bonus song, which is, oh yes, it's great to be an engine. And instead of, saying, our song tracks, they go, our story stops on. That's an error. Yeah. But our copyright, 1995. Wait, Does this say... It doesn't make... I guess it makes sense for this to say 98, because Make Someone Happy, Season 5 came out in 98. It makes more sense here, because, you know, that's from Season 5. The disc is typical, and the booklet. Yeah, I vaguely... I think years ago when I was, like, getting an infusion in the hospital when I had dermatomyositis, I saw a slim case version of this, but it just had the songs from the station disc inside. I did watch this on YouTube, so, no big deal. You know, I may have, you know, sacrificed this one for Thomas's Christmas Wonderland at that Goodwill in 2015, but it was worth it, because, you know, Thomas's Christmas Wonderland is priceless. It's exactly the same, just not with the bonus song. Oh my god. So there's our menu. I think this is like a new style for the pick a song or story. Oh my god. It says pick a song or story, but just pick a story. Jesus Christ. Is that from New Friends for Thomas, I think? I don't know. Weird. Bonus song and sort of superstars. I wonder why they couldn't just put it in here, but that's just me. Or maybe they could have just slapped in a read-along. I don't know, maybe like... Who knows, who cares? Collect all your favorite DVDs and videos. I now have an individual copy of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Yeah, and Thomas Gets Bumped. I plan to cover that one eventually, preferably when I get the 2003 tape. I have Railway Rhymes, I treasure that. I don't need this because I have the 96 complete collection. Visit Thomas and Friends at thomasfriends.com. Yeah, Anchor Bay. I'd love to see what the DVDs and videos section on the Thomas website looks like. If any of you can let me know what that's like, leave a comment below. I don't have the normal Lionsgate reprint. I've actually heard it's quite rare, but I do have the retitled reprint. Again, I made a video pissing on this years ago, but who cares? So, the updated logo, DVD music set. I love this font. Hop on Board, Songs and Stories, The Windmill, Birdie, Thomas and Percy, The Lighthouse. I don't hate this cover that much, to be honest. Like, compared to the late 2000s Anchor Bay covers and, like, some other ones down the line, this ain't too bad. Features your favorite classic stories and songs. That is true. Hit Entertainment. Distributed by Lionsgate. On the back, it's they don't try to hide the fact this is sing-along and stories. Like, the description is the exact same on the DVD, but all they changed was the sing-along and stories to Thomas and Friends Songs and Stories. They list the stories, they just don't list the songs. Like, if anything, this is the most obvious of the retitles. It's like, hey, I'm a retitle, don't buy me. And we get a bonus CD that includes some of the songs and the roll call. Granted, I feel like they could have, you know, put, like, another song in there, or maybe replace Let's Have a Race with, like, Night Train, but again, I'm blinded. thomasfriends.com. It literally says, formerly titled, Thomas and Friends, Sing-Along and Stories. I love that. It's, like, formerly titled this. I find that really, really funny, but it's in such tiny text. I don't know, I kind of like that. And I didn't have any insert here, but I bought a duplicate of Team Up with Thomas in a lot, and while I sold it, I was a bit of a jackass and took this out. Friends and Favorites, all new on DVD, and yeah, it just says, like, it plugs Barney, we do not speak of that dude. Bob the Builder, plug Hero the Rails. There's Team Up with Thomas. Should I get any of these hit favorites releases aside from, like, Thrills and Chills, which has, you know, Haunted Henry and Duncan Gets Spooked? Let me know. The Day Out with Thomas tour for Hero the Rails. And, yeah. Okay, did they do any of these, like, circus tours in, like, the 2010s? Yeah. See what's new at Hit Entertainment. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, the reason I bought that lot with Team Up with Thomas, it also had, like, Hooray for Thomas and Steamies versus Diesels. It was because it had Engines and Escapades with a slipcover. And I happen to really fucking want that. I don't think I swore at all in this video, but point is, we're going to take a look at the menu. And I forgot to show you, here's what the CD looks like. I love that star background. I really do. I'll say one memory. I do remember, like, when I got Sing Along and Stories, I thought it was going to have the 2006 to 2008 version of this trailer that promoted, like, 10 Years of Thomas and the later ones, but it didn't. Because I thought the ones advertised in that promo featured the 2004 trailer, but here we are with Sing Along and Stories. You kind of get the point, but I'll just talk about the songs. The Thomas Anthem is just, you know, a really nostalgic classic. I got nothing else to say. I like Let's Have a Race, but, you know, I've just heard it so many times that I don't really care for it that much anymore. Still a good song, I just got tired of it, to be honest. Gone Fishing, at one point I used to say that it was really boring, but I've grown on it. I love, you know, the relaxing beat of the song. It's a classic. I love how relaxing it is. Peter Sam and the Refreshment Lady. It's just so fun seeing Peter Sam be so innocent and carefree, just trying to, you know, make things work, but, you know, he gets kind of fucked over by Henry. I really wish that the original script for Duncan Gets Spooked kept the bit where Henry comforts him by saying, oh, it's those who doubt that get spooked the most. Toby is the most wholesome Thomas song, and I love it for that alone. I love the balance that Don't Judge a Book by its cover gives. It tells a story and tells a moral at the same time. I love that. I love how it starts off by telling the story and then, you know, spells out the moral for us. It's like, I'm sure any other Thomas song would have just preached the moral and goes like, oh yeah, here's an example. Bulldog, I love Duke. He's a national treasure. The Island Song is a classic. It's so breathtakingly gorgeous, and, you know, I'm sorry if I don't sound like I have much to say about these songs. Like, they're all good. I just have to acknowledge different ways, and I prefer the Magic Railroad version of Really Useful Engine, but, you know, it's still a classic. It's like Toby, just simple wholesomeness, and again, I kind of like this style of the menu with the whatchamacallit, the little yellow in there. I don't know what the deal was with that. Really Useful Engines,
Every friend on the island of Sodor has a special personality and qualities which make them really useful.
Oh my god, guys, it's Duck!
Introduce all the new friends around the island.
So this was from New Friends for Thomas, and if I'm not mistaken, at the end of this game, they plug, another game from New Friends for Thomas, but that game's not. They plug the Really Useful Places game where you have to, like, show random places on Sodor, but why didn't they just put that game on there? It fucking beats me. The Sodor Superstars Hall of Fame.
Welcome to Sodor Superstars. This is your chance to get to know your island friends. You can learn Thomas's favorite saying, or a fun fact about James, or maybe you want to find out where Sully's favorite island spot is. Simply use the direction button to choose the friend that you would like to learn more about, and then press enter. Each superstar appears in a Percy's chocolate crunch.
Way to give away what DVD you stole this from. That's genuinely something. I gotta say, like, first with the Really Useful Places and now this, I don't think I've ever seen a DVD so obvious about what bonus features it's taking. I don't know, but I think the only difference between this and the Percy's Chocolate Crunch version is that they just play the new series theme, which I cannot play because copyright is a bitch. But yeah, again, I love that star background. I wish this was on more DVDs. I wish if we got more compilation releases like Halloween Adventures that they, you know, made a new version of this feature. Let's do Henry because he's my boy.
Henry is a long, fast engine with a thoroughbred look, and like all thoroughbreds, Henry tends to be highly strung.
I didn't know that was Henry's favorite saying, but again, Maybe I just don't know Henry well enough. I'm sorry, Henry. You're still my son. But, yeah, you click on this, and it's obvious. 10 Years of Thomas and, like, Races, Rescues, and Wrongways. Like, my thing is if they, updated the DVDs, or I'm sorry, if they updated this feature to have the, new series theme, why do I call it the new series? We call it the hit era now, but I'm sorry. If they updated this feature to have the, hit era theme, then why didn't they, update the, other starring roles thing to have them show DVDs, or maybe, like, show different ones? Like, why didn't they, show, the early years to say you can find the flying kipper on that? But we'll do James, because he's one of the boys. I can see James saying, we know that, I'm a really splendid engine. No, they really should have his favorite saying be,
Here's James! Here's James! Here's James!
I think all of us got tired of that screeching brakes thing he did in the CGI series every fucking episode, but yeah, let's just take a look. I can already see. Yep, there's 10 years again. Let's do... Fine. Since I insulted you earlier, Duck, I'll give you this. Again, they're going to show 10 Years of Thomas. Yeah, the Thomas... Again, Breakfast was on DVD by this point. I don't know. Maybe they just trust kids to figure it out themselves, but yeah. I think... Wait, we'll go back to Terrence for a moment. Henry's Forest. Or maybe they could have put Thomas's Christmas Party, I guess, and just listed Christmas Wonderland or Snowy Surprise. For a second there, I thought that they were going to say Terrence was on 10 Years of Thomas, because, it is on 10 Years of Thomas. But we'll do one more. We'll do... Let's just do Elizabeth, because she's cool. And the only one... They misspelled Jem Cole's name. Elizabeth the Vintage Quarry Truck. Could they have not listed Rusty Saves the Day? Or, hell, maybe Emily's Adventure if they were that desperate for content. But we've spent a lot of time on this feature, and I'll give you some other characters we look at when I inevitably review Chocolate Crunch. But the song, it's... Oh, yes, it's great to be an engine. Could they seriously not have just, like, put a name board sequence between the end of Really Useful Engine and this to hide the fact that, this obviously wasn't on the VHS? I don't know, maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but maybe nobody cares. But at the end of the day, do I recommend Sing Along and Stories? Absolutely. 10 out of 10. This is a pure classic that, everyone should pick up. And for the last VHS released during Wilbert Awdry's lifetime, this is a really good one. And rest in peace, Wilbert Awdry and Britt Allcroft and everyone who brought Thomas to our lives. I want to thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy the content I make, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm just gonna watch this while I edit.